Hello, Detroit Lions fans. It is June 25th, 2026, just a month away from training camp opening for our beloved Detroit Lions. My name is Barry Schumer, and the name of my podcast is Detroit Lions Tortured Fans Podcast. And as you saw from the first episode, I gave you my top three tortured moments that I've experienced as a Lions fan. There are a lot of them, and I'm going to want you to let me know what those are for you as well. I'm also the author of the book that came out actually about 15 years ago. My third edition of the book came out 2 years ago, and the title is I Don't Believe It, We're Good, The New Detroit Lions. And the title is a tribute to Dan Campbell, what he's done with the team the last 5 years. We are no longer losers. We've had some really good teams the last 4 years of his five. The first year was not too good. So, I encourage you to get the book. It's on Amazon and Barnes and Noble, as I said. Now, this is a special kind of podcast, not your typical football podcast, as you will see from back in Detroit, where they're going to analyze the new players on the team, the established veterans on the team, the schedule, the X's and O's, the new coaching staff, analyzing each game before and after, the post game, and throughout the season, building up to the playoffs. And this kind of analysis is done by many podcasts back in Detroit, and some really good ones. My podcast will be more about the psyche of the Detroit Lion fan and all of the torture that we've experienced over many, many years. Even the 5 years with Campbell, we've had our share of torturous moments, as you're going to see in a few minutes, because I'm going to describe my most tortured moments from number 6 through 4. I did from 3 to 1 in the last podcast. I want to clarify before I go into those tortured moments that this podcast and the title, Detroit Lions Tortured Fans, is not in any way a put down to the team, my hatred of the team or the organization. It's just a podcast about looking at the psyche of the fan over the years and all the difficult moments, heart-wrenching moments we've had, and the mental health concerns we have all struggled with at times. And yes, I have to tell you, I admit that I had a few nervous breakdowns over the years where I found myself rooting against the Lions, okay? But we've all gone a little crazy with some of these moments that I'm talking about. You must know that I really still love the team. I'm very optimistic about Dan Campbell, where he's going. My confidence has been a little bit shaken with Brad Holmes, but I still think he's done a great job building this team. And, I bleed Honolulu blue and silver still. So, again, the title might get you to think I'm really poking fun or coming after the team. And I guess I am in a little way, based on the history of the last 60 years. But I really love the team, and this is not a negative put-down kind of campaign about the Detroit Lions. I'm very excited about the new season coming up, and I think we're going to have a great season. I believe we're going to go 13-4 this year. We have a fairly easy schedule. And again, I've said that I believe Campbell's going to get us the Super Bowl in the next 2 years, and I believe we're going to win it. We're going to win it. So let me review the first three tortured moments in my first podcast. Number 3 was Eddie Murray missing right in 1983 at San Francisco, preventing us from going to the NFC Championship game. Number 2 was Barry Sanders' unexpected retirement in 1999. And number 1 was the playoff loss to the Washington Commanders 2 years ago after going 15-2 and having the best record in football. That one really killed me. So let me say now, going backwards from 6 to 5 to 4, my next 3 tortured moments. Personally, you have to understand I'm 70 years old, so I became a big fan by the time I was 10. So this is 60 years worth of pain and suffering I'm describing. And many of you know these moments very well. Number 6, Calvin Johnson process of the catch in Chicago in 2010. I will tell you till my dying breath, it's the worst call I've ever seen in the NFL. He clearly caught the ball, clearly had possession, and the refs simply stole the game from us, like they have many times. The Lions are like Rodney Dangerfield. We just don't seem to get much respect, but I think that's going to change. Get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl, and you're going to see that change. Number 5, losing in San Francisco in 2023, 2 seasons ago, actually 3 seasons ago now. We know what happened in that game. We beat the daylights out of the 49ers in the first half, 24-7 lead. We looked like we played a perfect half of football that half. It was incredible. And we know what happened. They came out in the second half, laid an egg, and lost the game. I think it was 34-31. I'll never forget in that game, Gardner Johnson, our cornerback, who came to us from Philadelphia, walking off the field at halftime with that big lead 24-7, waving to the fans, goodbye, it's over. Not a good thing to do in the NFL. Not a good thing. Anyway, that was pretty heart-wrenching because we should have gone to the Super Bowl that year. I write in my book that I actually had a ticket to Las Vegas. We would have played the Chiefs. That would have been pretty amazing. And I never got to go to the game because my lines didn't make it. Anyway, number 4, Tom Dempsey's 63-yard field goal in 1970. He kicked it. The man was disabled. He had half a foot from a birth defect. And it was absolutely incredible. I was about 16 years old, maybe 15. I was at my friend's house in Detroit. We were watching the game. We were in opposite corners of the room as the field goal went through, and we lost the game to New Orleans. And at the same time, me and my buddy screamed out, "I don't believe it." And that became the name of my book that I believe first came out around 2007. Anyway, those are my 3. Those are my next 3, and I'm going to do this for each podcast, give you 3 more. One of my chapters in my book is the top 20 I don't believe it moments since 1970 for the Detroit Lions. So there are plenty, and like I said, in the last 5 years, we have had more I don't believe it moments. I should tell you, adding to that San Francisco loss, my number 5 pick in the NFC Championship games 3 years ago. A lot of fans may not realize this, but talk about referees screwing the Lions. That year, you might remember, we were 12-5, and we tied San Francisco with the best record in the NFC, and they won the tiebreaker. That's why the championship game, NFC, was at their place. That year is the year we got screwed in Dallas. We should have won that game. Remember when they said Decker did not report to the referee, and he caught the touchdown pass, they disallowed it. That was our game. We won that game. And you know what? If we would have gotten that game the way we should have, didn't get screwed out of it, the Lions would have played that NFC Championship game in Detroit. And I think we might have had a different result. But can't cry over spilt milk, right? That's the old saying. Okay, Lion fans, thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again soon. And we're going to arrange a way for you to contact me with your top 3, top 10, top 20 I don't believe it moments. I'll end with this funny story. I was talking to some golf buddies the other day about this podcast, and I asked them, what are your most tortured moments as a Lion fan? And one guy said, I think the biggest torture for me was the 30 years I spent on season tickets. That was pretty funny. Okay, have a great one. I'll see you next time.